I'm excited to do this video today. I even did my makeup just for this video. It probably looks a hot mess, but you know, who cares? So I've been buying just a ton of books. So I got this bookshelf, I want to say like a month or two ago. And obviously, as you can see, it's already filled up, but I want to go over the books that I have recently got with. So yeah, most of them I have not read. A lot of them I have read. You know, it's in between. I got a lot of books. I started buying books that I did read that were my favorite, and I knew that I would eventually reread. So I guess I'll start with those. And yeah, let's just get right into this video so I can show you my books that I recently got. I believe I've mentioned this series in one of my RH videos. If you haven't watched those, I'll link them somewhere, maybe in the description. The whole series of the Hanford Prep by J. Bree. This is reverse ham, a dark romance. I want to say there's some bullying in the like first book, but anyways, this is like all, I believe there's all four books just in one. And as soon as I seen this, I was like, I'm grabbing it. Obviously it's cheaper buying it like this than all of them individual, and I couldn't resist with this badass fucking cover. So yeah, I'm excited to reread this one. I can't wait to reread it, to be honest. But anyways, yeah, it's dark romance, reverse harem, and basically I can't remember her name because I read it so long ago, but she's in a gang and she's kind of like the top, like, you know, one of the top leaders. There's multiple leaders and she's one of the top ones. She wants to get out of this gang, and she ends up going to Hanford Prep, and there obviously she is bullied. Well, they try to bully her. They don't realize she's a badass bitch, you know, so they try to bully her, and obviously she calls in some favors to this guy who's kind of basically obsessed and claims that, you know, that she's his and all that stuff. So it starts off like that. She ends up catching feelings for obviously the guys, and there's just a lot of drama, a lot of her trying to get away from this gang, a lot of shit that she has to do, favors that she calls in, just a lot of good shit happens in this. And I recommend everybody who likes dark romance or RH to go read this. There are some trigger warnings in here, I will say as well, but it's a badass fucking story, so go read it. Next three books are by the same author, Tijan, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I got The Not Outcast just because I already read this, but I got it because it was on sale for only $6 and they're usually like 14 something. Cutler, which goes as cut, and Cheyenne, I think she was by Shay. She has, you know, mental health problems and other real life, you know, problems. Basically, this is her stepbrother's best friend. It kind of goes from past to present. It's a sports romance, which is always probably one of my favorite sports romances, or they do something to me. It's a hockey sports romance on top of that. She's always been obsessed with Cutler, and he's never really noticed her. Well, she thought that he noticed her, but he's never actually really noticed her, and throughout the years she kind of realized that. Anyways, years pass and he's in the NHL. She just graduated and has got a lot of good things going for herself. And throughout this book, you kind of see it, a lot of Cheyenne's, like, her mental problems. You feel it reading it. Like, at first I was like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? Like, I felt the way that she felt throughout this book, and I think Cutler is one hell of a man for sticking through it all, because at the beginning of their relationship, she keeps saying, like, you know, this isn't just a problem that's just gonna go away overnight. Like, this is me, like, you know. And I like that throughout the book she kind of keeps reminding him, like, kind of giving him an out if he really needed it, and he stuck by her side. So I love Cut for that shit. And you just see them grow in a lot of the problems that her stepbrother doesn't like her, and you find out reasons why as the past keeps coming up, and then the present, and then, you know, just a lot of good shit. And I totally recommend everyone to go read this. Next, I got, this is a little novella. I never read a novella. This is the first one I read. Is Michaela's Big Bad. It's kind of like a supernatural super quick, to the point. I'm just gonna read the back of this because it was freaking bomb. Found my boyfriend mid-thrust in a vampire. Gross. WTH. Right? Also, a fork might have been thrown. I expected to spend the night with my best friend. That didn't happen. I found myself on a mission to save her. And somehow I woke up in the back of a vehicle across from a guy who could be described as literal sex on a stick. Then I found out a few things. He's seriously and overwhelmingly powerful. He's hot, like holy cannoli hot. He's the big bad that I've been sensing, but no one knows what kind of big bad he was. Oh, and apparently he's kidnapped me. Quick, cute novella. I think it's only like 130 something pages. I finished it like in an hour. It was super cute, and I kind of wish I had more of them. I wish it was a novella and it was like a full book because I really was invested in them, and it was just really, really good. Next I got by her is The Insider. I have not read it yet. I have no clue what it's about. This is the first book in this series. It obviously recently just came out too, and I just had to snag it. I'm excited to get into this one. Next two books that I got, because I've been all over Bookstagram, and I'm a part of that community now. If you guys don't know, I'll leave my Bookstagram down below in the comments. I'm honestly constantly on there, probably more than YouTube half the time. I love the community. It's amazing. The people are super sweet. A wonderful just place to be on, especially sharing books and, you know, speaking my mind on books, posting my reviews on there. It's just one of a kind place. So of course, I'm gonna read them down. So I got, these are both by Penelope Douglas. I got Bully, where I have no clue what's it about. I have no clue what these two books about, but I keep seeing them on Bookstagram. So I think this is a bully romance, because bully, hello. Other than that, I don't know if it's a friends to lover, an enemies to lover, I'm not sure. Then I got Punk 57. It says, we were perfect together until we met. And I think this is the one where it's like, they were pen pals writing back and forth, and now they're in the same high school. He knows who she is, but she doesn't know that that's him type of thing going on. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to read it because I heard it's really, really good, and I love a good enemies to lover or lovers to enemies or whatever the hell you want to call it. I love it. I'm all for that shit. I know for a fact that I've mentioned this in my RH, but I have to mention it again because I have it in paperback, and she's probably one of my favorite RH, you know, authors. And if you know how to pronounce her name, please message me the pronunciation down below because I have no clue, and I know I'm butchering it, and I hate butchering names. Okay, I'm so excited. So this is The Filthy Rich Boy. This is the Rich Boys of Burberry Prep Year 1. I got all 4 years, and I'm currently rereading it. This is the first one. Second one that I'm currently on right now. Then I have the third one, which is precious, and the fourth one. There's 4 books in this series, and basically this follows Maureen, I believe that's how you say her name, and she gets a scholarship to go to Burberry Prep Academy. Obviously this is a rich ass school. They don't want her there. They say that she doesn't belong. They bully the shit out of her. Eventually throughout the first one, a bet is made that everyone knows except her best friend, and it all comes out at the end. Basically, Tristan, Creed, and Zayd, they make her life a living hell in the first book. The second book is her getting her revenge, but this time she comes back in with Zach, which you learn about him in the first book. And then I believe it's, what's his name? York Windsor or Windsor York or something like that, I can't remember. He's in the second one as well, and you know, her best friend's by herself, and Andrew's by herself, which is kind of like one of her best friends, and just a lot of shit happens because on top of it being a prep academy and they don't like her, they're bullying her, like to the point where like it's really freaking sad. So if you don't like a bully romance that's that deep, I would not recommend this. This is like a dark romance. And yeah, on top of it, there's like a secret like club. It's called the Affinity Club, and they have it out for Maureen, and honestly you don't really start figuring out why until like the second, near the end of the second book, and the third and fourth book, like it really gets into that. But in the she knows who they are because in the first book, the boys introduce her to it. But like she knows that she's never going to be a part of it, so she kind of doesn't really ask questions about it. She's kind of just like, whatever type of thing. And obviously in the second book, like I said, it's her revenge. Like she's trying to get revenge for what they did to her in the end of the first book. And like, you know, throughout it all. And in that, she kind of states like, you know, she wants to take down the Infinity Club, which is freaking amazing. If you don't know, it's freaking bomb. Everybody needs to read this. RH, if you're into like RH and dark romances and kind of like academia type shit, it's for you. Next book I got by the same author, Sam Stunich, I'm so bad at this, is the Adamson All Boy Academy. I totally recommend reading The Filthy Rich Boys first because they kind of like intertwine. You kind of see in their school, and this one she's actually going to do a crossover with both of the harems because this is a reverse harem as well. I'm an RH for it, I swear I am. And this one basically is kind of like a murder mystery type of thing. Her father, they moved from California, I believe, to Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken, because that's where the Adamson Boy Academy is. And her father is the headmaster there, and it's an all-boys school, obviously. She's obviously a girl, but she ends up going to the school disguised as a male. And she obviously doesn't want to be the first female to go there, but as the first book goes on, you realize that she wasn't the first female there, that when she starts investigating and stuff like that, because somebody's trying to kill her, and she doesn't understand why. So the first book is basically these group of guys that are trying to kill her, and she kind of tries to tell her dad, but her dad keeps kind of like writing it off, like nobody's trying to kill you, you know, it's like it's your imagination type of crap. And she's like, no dad, like somebody's trying to kill me. And it kind of just follows her and, you know, the guys, because she has one of the guys, it's funny, questioning his sexuality. And it's funny because just how it goes, and just a lot of crazy shit happens in the series that I really enjoy. I'm not giving it enough credit how I'm explaining it, but it's really good. A lot of drama, and I can't say a lot because then I'm gonna give it away. This is obviously the second book in it. There is 3 books in this series, but the third one she didn't have in paperback, so I only got these 2, and once the third one comes in paperback, I'm obviously going to snatch it up. This one's following because it ends in a cliffhanger. Let's just say it ends in a cliffhanger, and then this one ends in a cliffhanger too, so I'm sorry. But at least the third one is on Kindle Unlimited. All her books are basically on Kindle Unlimited, and I totally recommend you guys going and reading it because it's freaking amazing, especially if you love like a murder mystery, you know, someone's trying to kill me type of vibe. Definitely go for this. So I kind of went on a Tillie Cole binge. I got a whole bunch of books here by her, but yeah, so I keep seeing this one all over, you know, Bookstagram and stuff like that as well. This is The Scarred Soul, Raise and Reap. I have no clue what these books are about, but I know these are some dark ass romance books, so I had to snatch them up because I'm a dark romance whore, and you know, we're just gonna go for that RH, dark, anything along those lines, it's for me, and anything fantasy, I'm obsessed. So I have no clue what this is, but I will read just some of it. It says, brutal danger, intense passion, experience the intoxicating world of the Scarred Soul series. So this is the first and second book. Then I believe this is the third book. And I believe each book is following obviously someone different. This is the fourth book in it, which I'm telling you, I have no clue what the series is about. All I know is going to be dark, and I cannot wait to jump into it. So there's that. Then I'm jumping into a different series. This is the Fallen Genesis. And this is, it says a deadly virtual prequel. So I got this one, and like I said, I have no clue what this is. I think it might be like Fallen Angels, I'm not sure, I'm thinking so, but I heard this is a very dark series, so obviously we got that. Then I got Raphael. I think she's coming out with the second book. She just announced it, so I'll be snatching that up whenever I can as well, whenever it's released and stuff like that. But it's so pretty. Just look at that, guys. Just look at him. Like, what? It's so pretty, and I can't wait to get into this. Yeah, it says they are fallen, a brotherhood of murderers who naturally compel compel them to kill, but guided by their leader Gabrielle, the fallen have learned to use their urges to rid the world of those it is better off without. It sounds like it's gonna be bomb, and I'm excited to get into that. Next, I got Sick Fucks. I have no clue what this is about, but it's dark as well, and I heard so many good things about it that I'm super excited to read it. I don't know if this is like friends to lovers or enemies to lover. I'm not sure. I feel like they were friends and then something happened that kind of separated them and now they're enemies to lovers. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what this book is all about. Lord of London Town. I did read this one. I had to get it. This is obviously the first in the, what is it called? Adley, is that their name? I think the Adley firm series. The second book hasn't came out yet, but the series is freaking good. If you like a good kind of like, is it a mafia? I don't know if I would call it yeah. I will say it's kind of like, he's a drug lord basically, and he meets Cheska when she's younger. They kind of just have a run-in because their fathers are kind of doing business or whatever. And years later, he ends up seeing her again. They end up sleeping together, but then kind of going their own way. But then you keep on, and they kind of had that thing going on for years. But now she's going to marry the guy that she's been dating throughout kind of like their relationship kind of thing. He's dark, he's twisted, he's fucking scary if I'm being honest, but gives you all the hots, let me tell you. Let me tell you. He's never really shown her his dark side, but he eventually has to kind of like save her. Just so much shit happens that you're just kind of like, the fuck, like what? Like I'm excited to reread this one. I already know I'm going to reread this one, and I'm gonna take my time reading it because I kind of flew through it the first time, and I just want to, you know, take my time. Then, of course, my favorite book of all times, A Thousand Boy Kisses. Of course, you knew you guys all know I had to just grab this. I bawled my eyes out reading it. I don't know when I will reread this one again, but I know I do eventually want to reread it. I feel like I'm not gonna have the same reaction that I did the first time I read it, but that's okay. We're excited to reread it eventually. Next book is a series. This is Angel Falls by Suzanne E. Then I have World After by her as well. And then End of Days. So I got the whole series. I don't really know much about it. All I know it's about a fallen angel and it's following, I believe, one angel and specifically. I'm not sure. I haven't really got into it, but I seen it and some girl was raving about it. It was kind of like, it's kind of like Hush Hush, and I loved that series. That's a series that really got me into reading. So I was like, I'm gonna pick it up and read it. If you're comparing it to Hush Hush, I'm all for it. I believe it's YA. So I'm excited to read that one. Next I have by K.A. Knight is Diver's Hearts. This is an RH as well. I'm an RH too, look at all this. It's an RH as well. And I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but so many people have been raving about it, and of course I picked it up, and it's an RH, so I already know that I'm going to freaking love it because I love reverse harems. So we will be seeing what this is all about here in a couple days. Other books I have gotten over the last couple months is The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. So I got this whole series. So Glass Sword, King's Cage, and then War Storm. I don't know when I'm gonna get to this book, but obviously this book was a super hyped up as well. And I believe I started reading it a couple years ago, but I don't know what happened. I kind of stopped. I think I didn't, it was kind of like just like a preview of it or something like that, so I didn't get to read it all. And to be honest, I can't exactly remember what it was all about, but I'm excited to see it. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but I'm guessing it has something to do with a throne or something like that. So I'm excited to get into this series, of course. So I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I have the three, these are ones that I recently got. I got the Elite King Club series. I'm kind of collecting them now by Amo Jones. She's a bad bitch and I love her books. So I have the first three books, which are about Madison and Bishop. And I just got I believe this is the 6th book. And this is just part 1 of Brantley and Satan's story. I still need to get Tillie and Nate's, but I know that the second one of this is coming out. So as soon as that comes out, I'm gonna grab all 3 of them just at one time, but it's dark. If you know, I feel like this book is getting a lot of hype recently, like this series is getting a lot of hype recently, and it's definitely worth it. Just the world that she built is just intriguing and keeps you wanting to find out all these freaking deep, dark secrets that they have. And just Madison and Bishop, I just have to say it on here, are just my favorite. And then Brantley and Saint are like my second, and then Nate and Tillie. Just a lot of shit is going on. I'm going to bawl my eyes out when this series ends. I read this series, I want to say, when already the first 3 books were out, because I remember buying them back to back because I was hooked. And I'm going to just bawl my eyes out. This world that she's created, it's one of a kind. And I can't wait to buy more of her books. I read a lot of Amo Jones books, but I want to have them all in paperback because they all hit me different, and her imagination is just bomb. It's just one of a kind. Like, holy shit, like, it's just that good. She's just such a great author, and I can't get with people who don't like her books. Honest to God, I just can't. I'm just kidding. But I do love Amo Jones, and I'm thankful for the world that she creates. So I also have Crave by Tracy Wolff. The first one. I have Crush that I haven't gotten to yet, that I'm actually going to be reading this after I'm done reading the Burberry Prep Academy series. Then I have Covet, and then obviously the 4th book is not out yet. And basically this is a following Grace and, what's his name? I know his name, what is it? Jackson. Basically the first book, she goes to this academy in Alaska because her uncle is the headmaster there, and her cousin goes there. Her parents just passed away, so obviously that's her only family. So obviously she decides to go with them. She goes to the school. She doesn't realize that the school is a supernatural school, and obviously her uncle and no one has told her about it. So she's already kind of feeling like an outcast, and you know, they keep on like mentioning things and then stopping midway. So, you know, she's kind of already like what the hell's going on? Like, you know, you start something, you stop speaking type of thing. Her first day there, she runs into Jackson, and he kind of tells her that she needs to leave. She's not going to leave the school alive if she stays. And she's kind of like, oh, fuck this asshole type of shit, you know? And she keeps on going. Little incidents keep on happening, and Jackson's there every single time to kind of like save her. And she kind of starts developing these feelings for him and him for her. And he kind of already knows that's a bad idea because, you know, people are already like gunning him, so now they're gonna gun her. It's just a lot of drama. It's pack-filled. It keeps you engaged. I read this like in 2 days, and it's like 500 and something pages, and I just like it. It's YA. It's really good, and I'm all for good vampire. You know, he's a vampire. I'm all for a good vampire vibe. You know, supernatural vibe. I love books like that. It just does something to my soul. I know there's probably a lot of books on here but I think this is the last book I'm going to talk about. It's called The Ravens, and the only thing I really know about is that they're witches, this sorority of girls, they're witches, and somebody ends up finding out that they're witches, and I'm not sure exactly what happens after that, but I believe that them being witches is supposed to be a secret. Somebody finds out. I don't know if someone's trying to go after them now. I love a good witchy vibe type of book, you know, I just love it. So that's the last book I'm going to talk about. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of other ones that I have gotten that I didn't mention, but maybe I'll do a part 2 because I already know this is going to be a little long. But guys, thank you guys for watching. If you have read any of these books, please comment down below your thoughts on that book, what book it is, and yeah, I will comment back. I want to start interacting with you guys more. I know, like I said, I'm not consistent on here because I'm just not a consistent person, if I'm being real. But this is my passion, reading, sharing books, doing things like that. I really enjoy doing that. So look forward to more videos where I'm reviewing books, talking about books, you know, different tropes. Actually, leave down your favorite tropes down below too, and so I can check some other books out. such a RH whore. But yeah, I will leave my Instagram, my Bookstagram down below for you guys to go follow, and I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Bye.